What's up, YouTube? It's Ray. Welcome back to another video. I know, I know. It's been about 3 or 4 months since I made a video, but I'm back, you guys, and I'm so happy to be back. And I just want to share this makeup with you guys today. This is going to be like a soft glam type of look. I have no shimmer, no highlight, no nothing. Very soft, very neutral, you can dress it up depending on your lashes. You can dress it down. And this look was actually inspired by another YouTuber here. Her name is IamShelly, and I will put her video down in the description box. That is where I just drew inspiration on. I've really been trying to work on, I'm sorry if the camera's shaking, guys. My leg is like right here beside my stand. But I've really been trying to work on my makeup craft while I've been gone. And you know, I'm going to talk some throughout the video and tell you guys what's going on with me and why I have not been making why I have not been making videos. But basically, I've just been in a funk, if you will. I haven't really been inspired by much, but I came across Shelly's channel not too long ago just because she's a very beautiful girl and she has a lot of beauty, skincare vlogs and makeup videos on her channel. So I just, you know, randomly came across her and this look stood out to me, so I decided to recreate it just because, you know, why not? And why not also show love to another YouTuber in the process? So if you guys are interested in this look, this little soft glam look, very easy. If you have a neutral palette, then you, my friend, can do this look. So if you are interested, then go ahead and stay tuned. And if you want to just chat with me, this is pretty much, I'm going to talk you guys through it a little bit, but this is basically just going to be me taking time to catch up with you guys, let you know where I've been, why I have not been recording, and you know, just some makeup therapy is what I did tonight while I put this look together. And that's what I'm going to be doing. You know, I hope you guys get some sort of therapy or inspiration from the video as well. But thank you so much for watching and stay tuned to see how I achieve this look. All right, you guys, so to start off, I'm just starting with my brows. I'm really not going to go too much into detail because I'm going to list all the products down below that I'm using. But I'm just using this e.l.f. pencil, some e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. That's the same color as my skin tone. And that's pretty much what I use for my brows. I use the same products every time. So nothing really different here. I like to do my brows pretty thick. As you guys can see, I already have thick brows, so I don't really have to fill in too much. I just kind of accentuate the shape and make sure they're defined and use the concealer to make sure they're extra sharp. And right now, what you see me doing is using that same concealer as a base for my eyeshadow. And again, this is something that I do all the time, so nothing really new here. I'm using the same concealer that I carved my eyebrows with. And I also set my concealer with a powder. Now, to get started into the eyeshadow look that was inspired by IamShelly, I'm using just an old Morphe palette because it had all of the eyeshadows in it that I needed. And I'm basically going in with like a bronzer tone shade. It's like a very warm brown, and I'm putting that into my crease and on the outer V of my eye. Shelly kind of explained the way that she applied it, but for me, it's just easier to say that I applied it in my crease. As you guys see, I blend my eyeshadow out all the way across the bridge of my nose because that's just how I get the seamless blend in the front. I am going to cover that with my foundation once I apply it, so it does go away. It doesn't look crazy for long, but It does look kind of crazy when I'm applying it. Next, I'm using like this light tan shade, and this is going to be what is going to cover my eyelid. Now, I want you to pay attention to the brush that I'm using, because later in the video, I'm going to switch to a more fluffier brush, which I believe provided a better application for this eyeshadow. Right now you see me using kind of like, I think this is called like a flat shader brush. I just picked up an eyeshadow brush set from Amazon, so those are the brushes that I'm using. Next, I'm going in with my face oil. This is just the Physicians Formula Gold face oil, and I like using face oil because I have a very dry skin base. So, and I also have a little bit of texture on my skin, so I find that when I'm doing like soft glam looks, the face oil kind of helps just keep my skin looking hydrated and not too dry under all of the matte products that I'm using. Next, I'm going in with my e.l.f. Poreless Putty primer, and I really like this because if you have any sort of pores, texture on your skin, anything like that, this is really going to help to minimize all that and make everything look very smooth, as well as give us that matte look for this soft glam canvas that we're doing today. And I also have a lot of shine on my forehead as always, so I always make sure that I apply this to my forehead and my cheeks and my chin, because that's where I have a lot of texture. So I'm just applying this everywhere. And you guys are going to see in just a moment, I'm using the same foundation that I always use, y'all. I don't really believe in buying a lot of makeup products. I pretty much just stick to the same thing because I really don't wear makeup that much. 99% of the time, I'm barefaced, and I just don't like buying a lot of different foundations and stuff because I like to stick to the same thing. So I'm using the L'Oreal Pro Glow Foundation in the shade 209, and this is perfect with my tan. I have a little tan going on because I've been outside with my kids and I've been at the beach. So normally I would use 208 and 209 mix, but right now I'm able to just use the 209. And I'm just using like a foundation brush. This is again with that Amazon brush set that I purchased. I believe the brush set was like $10.99, $11.99, and it came with like 18 brushes, including face brushes and eyeshadow brushes. So that's what I'm using. And you guys may remember from my previous videos, I can't stand a beauty blender. I cannot stand a beauty blender. So I use a brush to apply pretty much all of my face products, my foundation, my concealer, everything, because I tried, y'all. I recently purchased a new beauty blender and I tried it, and it didn't work for me. It didn't do what it was supposed to do. It wasn't giving what needed to be gave. So I switched back to my brush, and that's what you see me doing here. I'm just blending out, and I told y'all that eyeshadow, you see that eyeshadow that I had on my nose is gone. So that's just how I blend my eyeshadow out to create a seamless base in the front. Now I'm moving on to my concealer, and I'm using, I think this is the Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline. This is a full coverage but medium weight concealer. This is a very beautiful finish, and I really like this, and I'm going to use this all over the areas that I normally conceal, and I'm using the same brush that I use for my foundation to blend this concealer in. You guys are going to see in just a moment. I told y'all I wasn't going to walk y'all through what I'm doing, but I end up doing it anyway. So you guys are going to see in just a minute. I'm going to switch over to a more heavyweight full coverage concealer under my eyes. And that is just because under my eyes, I really like I like a light finish. So I like it to be extra light under my eyes, as well as I like that like filtered kind of look under my eyes, that filtered matte type of look. So I'm switching over to the L'Oreal Infallible concealer under my eyes. I don't know the exact shade, but I will try to list that into the description box for you guys. And again, I'm just using a brush to blend this out. And I like to use kind of like a medium to smaller size brush for my under eye concealer, because I like to be able to get into all the crevices, beside my nose, under my eyes, in between all the areas. And I find that a brush that is like this size is perfect for that, as well as it makes sure that I don't crease under my eyelids. So that's what I like to do. And you guys, if I sound like my voice is cracking, I'm so sorry. I have not done this like in a while, so I think my voice is just getting back used to doing this, because it has been literally like 4 months since I have recorded a video. So y'all just bear with me, okay? So basically I'm done now. I'm finishing now blending out my concealer, and once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and set everything into place. We're doing a matte look today, so I'm just making sure to make sure everything is seamless. Now it looks like I'm still putting on concealer, but this is actually powder, and I'm using the Maybelline powder. I don't know the name of it, but it's the Maybelline loose setting powder, and I'm just applying it to all the areas where I apply concealer. So under my eyes, my chin, under my nose, I'm going to apply some under my on my forehead, and this just sets all the areas that I did my concealer, as well as just this also adds to that kind of filter type finish that I like on my face. I have a lot of texture on my skin because I have a very hairy face. I know you guys cannot tell, but I have hair on my cheeks, I have hair on my chin, I have hair everywhere. So powder really helps me kind of conceal some of that texture that I have on my skin. So I do tend to use a lot of it, but it's okay, because when we use our setting spray at the end, I'm not going to show you my setting spray application, but I use the NYX Dewy setting spray. Once I use my setting spray at the end, it's going to melt down all that powder and not make it look, cakey or anything like that. And now I'm just setting the regular areas of my face with the other Maybelline powder. I don't remember the name of it, but I'll link it in the description box. And I do know that in this Maybelline powder, I am in the shade 330. I believe it's called like caramel or something like that. So, and I'm just using a Real Techniques brush to apply that all over my face. Make sure everything is very, very smooth and as blended in as I possibly can get it. And next, now I'm applying my bronzer. Now the bronzer that I'm using is what you see in my hand, the e.l.f. bronzer. And I believe this is like the medium to dark palette. I really do not remember. But I used to use more of like a warm brown when I did my bronzer, but now I switched to like a neutral brown because I find that that goes more with my skin tone and my tan. So that's what I'm using, and this e.l.f. palette is perfect for me. Previously I was using, I believe, the Milani palette, but it was just a little bit too warm and too dark for me, so that's why I switched. And now I'm applying that Maybelline loose powder up under my cheekbones where I bronze, just to give me more of like a some more shape to my face, because I have a really, really round face. So I need that extra dimension that that lighter powder adds to the bottom of where I bronze. And I'm just taking my fluffy brush from Real Techniques and blending everything out. Now I'm applying my blush. And guys, I applied two blushes here. You can't really tell, but I'm going to tell you what I applied. So I applied like an e.l.f. blush. It's like a very pinky color. That's what I applied first, and then I applied like a corally color because I wanted something bright. Excuse my faces that I'm making, y'all. I don't know what I'm doing right here, but I wanted something bright, so that's why I applied the pinky shade. But then I realized that I needed something a little bit warmer to kind of tie in with my eyeshadow that I used, which was like a very, very warm brown. So that's why I went in with that kind of like corally shade. And I'm just looking to make sure that I like it because it's very bright. And then I did end up kind of going back over it with my face powder. Now, you guys, this was the start of the show with the Shelly look. What she ended up doing was applying some white, some matte white eyeshadow to the like inner tear duct of her eye. And normally I would use a pencil brush to do this, but I had tried this look previously and I saw that the pencil brush was not giving me the color payoff that I used. And so I remember seeing Shelly use like a kind of like a flat shader brush, and that's what I used. And guys, this made a world of difference to the color payoff and application. So if you're struggling with making your inner corner highlight or inner color shade pop, I would recommend switching from using like more of a pencil brush to more of like a smaller flat shader brush to do that. And now I'm just reapplying that color that I used on my lid just to make it pop a little bit more and stand out a little bit more, because I really wanted to be noticeable up under my lashes that I'm using. And I don't show you guys my lash application, but I just used kind of like a thicker, flirtier lash. I believe they're Kiss lashes. And I did add a wing as well off camera that you'll see as well. And now I'm just basically going back in and blending everything out, making sure that there's no harsh lines, that I like the way the eyeshadow looks on my eyes. And now I'm going in with a black kohl pencil just to get some more definition to the bottom part of my eye. And you guys are going to see me, I'm going to add some more shadow to the bottom part of my eye as well. Now, normally I would just go back in with the same exact shades that I used on the top of my lid, but what I'm actually going to do after I apply that black kohl pencil, I'm going to go in with a dark brown. And I'm not carrying that all the way to the inner part of my eye. I'm mainly concentrating that on the outer portion of my eye just to kind of just draw some more interest to my eye just a little bit and just give it a little bit more dimension and detail. And then after I apply that dark brown, then I'm going to go in with the same shade that I use in my transition, that kind of like warm bronzy shade. Then I'm going to blend that out across the entire bottom portion of the eye. And that is pretty much the look. Alright, you guys, so that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know. Let me know as well, did I get close to Shelly? Did I nail it? Did I not? Do I have some things to work on? Just let me know in the comments, or you know, if you have any tips or advice, or if you recreated this palette, this look, what palette would you use? Let me know down in the comments. If you have not already, definitely go ahead, rate the video and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so that you do not miss future uploads from me. Bye bye. See you guys next time.